Hi, this is Dr. James Reade, chiropractic physician and certified functional medicine practitioner. We're going to talk a little bit about longevity. I mean, everybody, that seems to be a hot topic. How can I improve my health, Dr. Reade, and I can live a long life? And, sometimes it can be very elemental. It can have something to do with your mitochondria. And you're probably at this point saying, I think I heard something like that in high school biology class, Dr. Reade. It's like a little organelle that's inside your cells, and it's called the powerhouse of the cell? I'd say, well, you have a great memory, okay? And that's a good sign of some longevity. But aside from that, yes, the mitochondria are very important because, one of the main functions they do, amongst many others, is that they do produce energy in your cells. They're called ATP, and that's like the energy currency. And just think about it this way: without the proper energy production in your cells, they're not going to function correctly. It's kind of like, hey, is your gas-powered car going to function if you don't have gas in it? Well, how about your EV vehicle, all right? If the battery's not charged, how well is that going to function? Not very well. So power is really an important thing, and it can't be overlooked, and it oftentimes is. And, we're just trying to take a look at the macro, the longevity thing, but we have to realize it starts actually at a cellular level, and that's really, really, really important. So what are some of the things that can actually impact your mitochondria? Well, we're going to start with some very, basics here. The lack of sleep. Okay, or not getting adequate sleep. Also, how about the levels of exercise? Because we find that, moderate amounts of exercise actually improve mitochondrial function and can also stimulate some of the production of the mitochondria. Balancing your blood sugar, okay, very, very important. Sometimes getting into a ketotic state will stimulate actually mitochondrial genesis or production and improve sometimes their function. We also find that toxins in our environment can impede and affect your mitochondrial function. We're also thinking about chronic stress. All right, stress hormones, okay, can also have an impact on mitochondrial function. There are many, many other things too that can also impact the mitochondria. So it's important to make sure that, again, we're trying to look at the macro level. It's like, hey, how can I improve my longevity? But sometimes you have to just take a look, what's going on at a cellular level? And why can't I produce, the proper levels of energy? Why are the mitochondria not functioning properly? So it's important to investigate some of these other things because they can very much impact your mitochondria and affect your longevity and your health. An additional thing that I wanted to add about mitochondria is that they're usually concentrated in tissues that are highly metabolic. So we're talking about actually your brain and your nerve tissue, your kidney, your muscles, okay, your liver. And it's no coincidence that a lot of times when we do have different health issues, we have problems with those particular organs. And usually the initial, problems with mitochondrial function will show up or be related to some of those different organs. So it's not by accident. So again, the mitochondria are very, very important. So what would be some of the symptoms that you may experience if you suspect you have mitochondrial dysfunction? Well, again, it seems to affect more the tissues that are highly metabolic. So we usually find it seems to affect more the brain and the nervous system. So it may manifest itself in just general fatigue. It could also be, problems with sleep. There could be problems with memory and other cognitive, functions. We kind of lose our, focus and our quote, our edge, okay? So those could be some early signs of some mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, of course, that can be, caused by many different things that impact the mitochondria. Sometimes we don't think about our leaky gut. that can definitely cause a problem, because when you have an inflammatory process, you have different compounds that pass through the leaky gut. They will pass through the blood-brain barrier, and they can actually influence the function of the brain and spinal cord. So yeah, actually running some tests to take a look and assess to see if you have a leaky gut would be an important thing. Doing a micronutrient test to take a look at antioxidant levels, vitamins and minerals, and fatty acid levels. That's another important thing. Take a look at your omega-3, omega-6, okay? And there's an assessment that can be done to take a look at those, because the fatty acids that you consume and take in and so on are important to make sure the membranes of the mitochondria are functioning correctly. And without that proper omega-3, omega-6 ratios, it can affect many, many different things. And it's well been researched that when we do have ratios that are way off, it can very much lead to different behavioral issues. So again, we're going back to the brain. Now, there could also be some other blood tests we can run on you as well too, to take a look at other aspects, see if you have proper methylation. That's an important function too, that can actually can impact your mitochondria. So we have a lot of these different types of tests that are available. Now, not everybody might need all those different tests, but that's where we try to do an assessment to try to figure out which ones would be the most pertinent for that individual. They could be, maybe most of the problem has to be doing with their gut, and that's affecting their mitochondria and their brain. Some other people, it might be a methylation issue. So those are some of the things that we'll go ahead and try to assess when you come to our office. Now, what are some of the nutrients? There are many, many different ones that can impact your mitochondria, some of which you may not even think about. But some of them could be as simple as grapeseed extract, quercetin, okay, sulforaphane, okay, that's found in other types of cruciferous vegetables. Just taking probiotics. Taking fish oils would be very, very important. D-ribose is kind of interesting. That's another compound that would be important for proper function of your mitochondria. Melatonin, okay, another one because of its antioxidant effects and so on. So the list can go on, but this is where the micronutrient test might help to evaluate and give us a better idea as far as what you may need. I mean, just vitamin C levels, all right, are important as well. So the list goes on. There are many, many different things. But having a balanced diet, something that's anti-inflammatory would be crucial, all right, to accomplish a better balance with your mitochondria. So by going ahead and doing a proper functional medicine evaluation, we want to try to get down to the root causes of some of your problems that might be affecting your health and longevity. And if you'd like to go ahead and do that, we do have the proper tools here at our office and tests that we can run on you personally. So to do that, you need to contact our office at 480-732-0911. And one of my staff members will be happy to help you. And once again, I want to thank you for watching, and the best of health.